Welcome to Two Guys, Three Crowns, the podcast that talks about what it's really like to live in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Sean, and with my fellow American Rodney, we break down the good, the bad, and the just plain weird. It's quite the journey, so join us for the ride.
I was going to sing a Celine Dion song because I don't know. It's the only Canadian connection that I know. But since we have a guest, I don't know how comfortable it would be for me to go ahead and start off with like a Titanic type ballad.
You're messing with a national treasure there,
right? And "Oh Canada," I only know "Oh Canada," and then it's not. But Sean, we got a special guest with us today.
We got a special guest out of the Great White North, and to the west of us.
It's like that way. It's that way. Yeah, we are joined today by Adrian, and I am gonna go. I'm not gonna. Let's see. I've been practicing this. It is Adrian Seligman. Pretty good. Does that sound pretty good, Adrian?
We can work on it.
Okay. Okay. Adrian, we weren't really sure how we kind of ran across each other online, but you have something called Scandinavian Alps Coffee. Went in, checked it out, read a little bit of background, and you are a Canadian in Hemsedal in Norway. Actually, it's quite a big story, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead and give us some background.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the intro,
Yeah.
Rodney. I'm still waiting to hear your Celine Dion song, but yeah, what to say? Yeah, I moved here 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. My wife is Swedish, so we used to live in Åre. Sean, just to give you the update here, and then we kind of bounced around to Canada, and then back to Sweden, and then we had friends that lived out here or worked out here in the ski industry, and it was Norway was kind of, it's not Canada, it's not Sweden, so we thought let's give it a go, and then it's not too far to drive to Sweden, so it was kind of a good place to try out, and the economy's good, where it was back then with the oil industry, and then we live here now. Three kids, sorry, not two, and 10 years later, and small business, and that's
so Canada, Sweden, Norway.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a general theme here between all these places.
Yeah, my parents are British, so I do have a British passport, so like you guys, it's nice to. I could work and live in the EU, which is nice.
Right.
So really fortunate, and I don't know how we crossed paths. I think it was on social media, Instagram, was it, or somewhere? I think I saw you guys. I was like, that's a cool podcast.
You guys,
and I kind of caught my eye. So,
you were like, this is weird. you were scrolling through your stream going, well, this is kind of different.
Yeah, but different's good, right? Like different's cool. And then you sent me that, very kindly sent me that hat. Thank you, Sean. I didn't thank you. Sorry, I should have had it. Sorry, my apologies.
That's okay.
I wanted to represent the little Canada, a little bit of North America. How about that?
There we go.
For the listeners at home, he's sporting a crisp Toronto Blue Jays cap.
Super crisp. I don't wear it enough, but
there you go.
That's kind of my little backstory.
But now, Adrian, so you, leading up to the coffee business, tell us about the skiing. That's kind of where your background.
Yeah. Skiing. Yeah, I think that's you guys. Do you guys ski at all?
I do a little bit. I ski more than I snowboard, but now I'm trying to get in a little bit more snowboarding. I'm over here in Sweden where we got this like man-made hill.
Hammarby, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys been there?
Yeah. It's like a 15-minute walk for me, so that's great,
Yeah.
And I tumble downhill gracefully. I've done a bit of skiing here, just because partially because of business, but I am very embarrassed to admit that my daughter is 17. We've been here 16 years, and she has not been skiing.
what? You've got to take her skiing.
Yeah,
It's
she has brought it up a couple of times.
Yeah.
And,
this winter, put it on the list because it's such a great sport. Like in terms of as a family too, right? Like there's not many sports you can all, especially if you've got teenagers or young kids that, let's all go play volleyball together. That's about a 2-second match. So, skiing, you know what I mean? Like it's such a great family sport to do together and be outside and just get away from phones and technology and fresh air.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that's kind of where after university, I moved out to the Rockies, Canadian Rockies, lived out there for, I want to say like 8-10 years. And,
Oh, wow.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, wow, 8-10 years out in the Rockies. Yeah, I imagine you get pretty good at skiing out there.
Yeah, it really was. Wow. It's kind of like, because for the East Coast, Toronto, where I'm from, it's a big hockey town, as you know, and the East Coast, we have mountains, but they're pretty small. And it's mostly skiing on ice, maybe I'm not sure. And then the Rockies is just, it's stunning, in its own right. And then the skiing is like next level, like powder. You're talking like surfing, it's like floating. Right. You're literally floating in snow. So that I got fully addicted to that. So that's kind of controlled my life for the last 20 years, I'd say. Yeah. That and coffee too. So
yeah.
But the skiing explains Åre, because that's like the skiing mecca of Sweden, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's kind of like the Whistler Aspen of Sweden. Yeah. Have you been up there?
I've been up there. I was actually just up there 2 weeks ago on our way up to Fjällen. And we drove through Åre. We actually stopped and ate. We ate dinner on the way up to this cabin, but I have never been there during the summer.
Yeah.
And that was really weird to be there because I've been there when it's snowy and packed and there are people all over the place. Summertime, we had no problems getting a table.
Yeah, I imagine. Beautiful. Like it's a beautiful part of Sweden, and there's just less people and even less up there. But yeah, so I ended up working a few jobs. Like I think you just kind of trying to find the jobs you don't like in life. Or, women, you're trying to date all the women you're not supposed to date, or maybe you find the one.
Yeah,
I think that's how my mom put it. But I just fell in love with skiing and like tried to. I was like, how can I create a life or a world, design my world around, so I can ski and float every day or ski power. So ski instructing kind of was like one of the first on the list.
Yeah.
And then it took me around the world. It's crazy how you just find a job and so passionate about it. It took me to Japan, New Zealand.
Wow.
Whoa.
Åre. I taught in Åre. So it was really, I can't think of a better 20 years to misuse my time. And I met my wife, so it wasn't all. My parents were definitely. I don't think they were so happy that I took that career path in life. But I think I'm making up for lost times of not just doing whatever all my friends were doing, which was finishing university, going to get a corporate job, and which was cool. I think I probably would have enjoyed that too, but I just think skiing was just way too much fun, and I really didn't care about the money, and as long as I could just keep doing it. So that was kind of the formula.
Yeah.
Last 20 years.
I had, and it's funny because you talked about the similarities with surfing and skiing, where somebody gets the surfing bug, and it's kind of a similar thing. It's like whatever will get me to the next wave, And I actually had a friend of mine. I don't even know how he found me. I was living at an apartment in Oakland by myself. Knock on the door. I open it up. And it was like a cousin that I hadn't seen forever. And he had a surfboard under one arm and he had half a loaf of bread in the other one, and he was like, "Hey, is it okay if I crash for a couple of days?" And I didn't even really know what to say. But, once the bread loaf was gone and, he took off to find out where the next swell was.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess I guess you could say in a short sense, I was a ski bum for the last 20 years. with 2 loaves of bread though.
Would you okay? Okay.
And some fika.
Ah.
I mean, it pays pretty good. I mean, once you get up to like the higher ranks of ski instructing,
Right.
when you're training the instructors, it was actually pretty decent money. So it wasn't
Okay.
It wasn't, I guess, a total ski bum.
Okay. Hey, Adrian, what? Now tell us about the coffee. How did the coffee? I'm thinking skiing, cold, warm beverage.
Yeah.
Is there? How did that journey begin?
I think I was actually talking about this the other day, of like where I discovered good coffee, and I think it resonated in New Zealand when I first moved down there to the South Island. Like coffee is, if you've been down under, like coffee's like religion down there in terms of the coffee culture. Like it's so, like everything revolves around good coffee.
Yeah.
Like even Starbucks, for example, didn't even make it into Australia really.
Okay.
Like, it's the only country really. New Zealand, I mean, they're there, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't break the market like America or Europe. So it really is that kind of strong coffee culture where there's lots of micro roasters. Everyone puts like a next level of kind of importance on a barista there. Like you wouldn't think of anything of a barista working at a Starbucks, but down there it's like they know what they know, and there's a lot of skill involved to do it.
Wow.
To make great coffee. So it's kind of like, it's next level. So I kind of, working down there, and then when we didn't have lessons, I would be drinking this amazing like cortado, like a flat white basically, or lattes or anything. Any espresso drinks are just outstanding. With like latte art, which back then it wasn't really, you didn't see that in the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like that much focus on like how they serve the drink, and so that kind of got the itch started, I think. And then, do you guys drink coffee, right? Mm-hmm. Sean's like,
Just a little bit. I'm on like cup 2.5 so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing okay until I moved to Sweden, and then it just went. It went all out of whack. So
they drink a lot of coffee over here, right? So it's kind of you're either in the fika crowd or you should be in the fika crowd, I guess.
Yeah.
But and then I worked in Australia, and that's where I met my wife. And all the Swedes would kind of hang out. All the Swedish instructors would kind of hang out and do their fika. So that's kind of where I learned the whole fika thing and going for coffee. And it was just, just fun talking to all of them and learning their culture. And I ended up meeting my wife there, which was quite cool. So that's kind of where coffee came around. And then I think what put the icing on the cake was moving to Japan. And coffee again is like, well, all food, right? Everything is just like, do you know what I mean? Sushi from noodles. They just put so much focus on and passion into anything they do. Like there's a burger, right? Like it's, when you look at the photo in the ad, it looks exactly like that, right? Like perfect, know. So it's the same there. Like they just put so much skill and heart into any food. So I kind of that just put me over the edge. And then I was just coffee crazy after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it does. In Swedish, they have a I guess what do you call it? A saying, and it is a höja ribban, that you raise. Well, it's basically raising the bar. When you raise the bar on something. Oh, nu har du höjt ribban, and going through what you did in New Zealand and then Australia. I mean, your coffee bar was pretty high. It was probably hard to convince you to just grab a cup of Joe at 7-Eleven and.
Or like imagine like hardware store coffee back in the U.S. It's in that glass pot. It's been sitting there on the burner for a couple hours.
But sometimes you need to drink that just to like, you want the caffeine, but you just got to take the taste of that burnt rubber / grandma's closet attic.
And seeing the bottom of the cup.
Right, Sean. I never liked coffee. Like you're exactly right. That's the coffee, especially in Canada. Like my parents drank, and I never liked it. Right? Like, did you guys enjoy coffee? Like, when did you guys start drinking coffee? Because that's.
I would say for me, kind of when I started working, you would have it like when you were a teenager and like, oh, I'm drinking coffee in the morning before high school, like an adult, blah, 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 with like loads of sugar in it and milk and all that stuff. But then like once you start working, you're just like, oh Jesus, I got to have something right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, I remember a cup of coffee in high school that a friend, we went to a Denny's, like a late night Denny's restaurant. And I just remember that once we put cream in the coffee, it was the same color as like the bench seating that we were sitting on, the vinyl of the thing. And
I must say, I'm pretty impressed you have memories of a late night Denny's trip.
yeah, yeah. Well, that one, that one definitely. And then college, of course.
Yeah.
Kind of, because way back then, I mean, it was before Red Bull and all the other caffeinated alternatives. Back then, it was just like coffee or no coffee.
Yeah. How old are you guys?
I'm 30-ish.
30?
No, no, I'm 53.
53. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm 36. So I grew up right in that Red Bull, all the synthetics you can have right in that zone.
Yeah, and I'm kind of between you guys. I'm 40. I'm 44. So, yeah, like coffee it tasted horrible. It smelled good, right? Like it's, your dad would make it in the morning. Like it smells nice, but then, yeah, you're right. You had to dump like a pound of sugar and just to put some balance in the cup. So, yeah, like Denny's, Tim Hortons we have. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just, yeah, we have this, in Canada, it's a double. So basically that's double sugar, double cream. And that's what all the trades guys drink that because it's like, yeah.
Wow.
But it's like super dark roast. And yeah, I didn't really like it. So I drank tea, actually. I drank tea until I was like 20, late 20s. And then, yeah, like Sean said, I had to work, working, and you need like a fixer-upper, so some caffeine in there would help. But yeah, like coffee, especially Scandinavian coffee is. Yeah. I think it's got its own reputation, like the Nordic style. I don't know if you guys have been to any of the specialty coffee shops in Stockholm or anywhere, but like it's kind of next level. It's kind of ahead of the trend.
Right.
And it's kind of now just catching up in the U.S. and Canada. I think it's one of the fastest growing. I think specialty is actually the fastest growing in the coffee industry.
So is it kind of like microbreweries? All of a sudden, microbreweries they started popping.
Yeah, exactly.
Up.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, it's like what the beer was back in the States when it was like Coors Light and Miller Lite and what was the other big beer we drank?
Bud.
Yeah, Bud. Those was like the beer. What was the other one? Yeah, there was a few. The Beast. There was one called The Beast.
Oh yeah, Milwaukee's Best.
Milwaukee's Best. Yeah, is that best? And it was like the best price for any student, right? Like Milwaukee's Best.
Well, I remember like back in those days, there was something ice. Like Canadians knew about like ice beer. That was like stronger or something like that. So you were always like, "That's the one we need."
Yeah. So we used to come down for like rugby trips and lacrosse trips down to the States, and the beer was so cheap. And we're like, this is great. So we just buy like 2-4s and
Adrian, I went in and took a look at a couple of posts, and I believe, how long have you had the coffee? I think it was something about a year ago. I think it was May 2020. There was a post that said that had you been open a year? Was it a year then?
Open at the new location here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved here November.
Okay.
1st, 2020, and then I've just moved full time into coffee, starting in January. So but it's taken 4.5 years. I think we're up to 5th year now. So.
Because what I noticed in the post was you had mentioned having roasted a ton of green coffee, and I had a hard time wrapping my head around what a ton of green coffee is. It as much as it sounds? I mean, that's like a ton.
Yeah, it's a lot. It definitely, when you're standing next to the roaster, it's a lot. And packing all that coffee and tasting all that coffee, and yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I think I just looked at the my importer has like statistics on how much I bought and roasted, and it's up at like 2 tons or something now. It's not like we have the biggest roaster. It's So I need to upgrade because it's almost I need to scale up a bit now because
There you go.
it's a lot of time next to the Bernadette here, the roaster, but it's been good fun. Like you think about, I think if you think about to get a skill or to do anything well, you need to do like that. It is true that 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah.
Even podcasting, right? You need to put your 10,000 hours in to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's probably good that I've had to do that amount to say that I actually am that now. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
to be am, or at least to say, put that title on your roaster. I mean, head
Hey,
roaster.
Adrian, I figure another 10 to 12 years, you already got 4 workers, right?
Yeah,
we
we
just
got
wait-
one. I get an accountant, packing assistant. So a couple. Yeah, but good things take time. I didn't know anything. Actually, here's the backlog. I didn't know anything about roasting coffee 5 years ago. Like, in
Wow.
terms-
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I knew a few skills, how to cook a burger and then start a burger restaurant or something.
Right.
Like, it was like nothing. I didn't know how to. I'd never even seen green coffee. So yeah, it's taken some time, but well worth it. I think the journey is, you have to enjoy the journey and not worry about that destination thing.
Yeah, see, because California green is a whole different product. I just, but green coffee beans. I figured that, once you're toddlers, you got 4 toddlers. You'll be able to put little aprons on them in about
Get
10
that
years.
slave labor going.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. They actually, my oldest, he likes to play with all my brew equipment. So like, I don't know if you heard of the AeroPress. That's like, that was his number one toy when he was 3. He didn't actually want to play with his, regular 3-year-old toys. He wanted to play with my coffee gear. So hopefully, they want to do some, maybe just part-time.
Yeah. Adrian, how often are you and your wife on this side? She's Swedish.
Yeah.
Are you guys here a couple times a year visiting?
Well, we have a small summer house in Sweden. So
Okay.
what we used to do the first 5 years is we'd save up money in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
So we both worked at Ski Star. And then that's when the Norwegian crown was really good and strong. And then bring it back to Sweden. We just bought like a fixer-upper.
Right.
And just started fixing it up all summer, which was, I think that's probably one of the best things before you get married is renovations with your partner.
Oh,
You really do set the bar of like getting to know each other and, problem solving. And so we did that, and it was a lot of work. Like it really was a fixer upper.
yeah.
Now we actually live in the summers we go back and visit and talk about, maybe we can do some renovations, but with 3 kids, it's not really.
Yeah.
Nope. Not happening.
Ron, have you got kids, by the way?
Yeah. I have a daughter that's 17 and a son that's 22.
Yeah, you got big kids already. But Sean, you got kids in or?
Yeah, I've got a 2-year-old, so I can only imagine anytime I have to even drill a hole in the wall, it's like, okay, get him out of the house. He's going to eat the sawdust. He's going to lick the paint chips off the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Like the 5 3-year-old and a 4-month-year-old. Doing any kind of renovations is
Nope, not happening.
a big nightmare.
Yeah. How do you? I was going to ask you like comparison wise as far as being in Norway. I mean, like cultural differences and things like that. How long have you been in Norway?
We've been here since 2010, is it?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
2011, 12, yeah.
Okay.
10 years.
Now the cultural differences there, because I mean, there's cultural differences just between Swedes and Norwegians. I think that a lot of people just kind of stick us in this Scandinavian box. Oh, they're just, Oh, and ABBA has a new album. No, but they.
It does have a new album.
Yes, they're back.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok. Actually, I was like, "Who is the lead singer?" I was like, "He showed up on my TikTok." I was like, "What?"
I told you, Sean. I told you he was on TikTok.
Yeah, he did like a big social media post. I was like, "What?" This is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Sorry. Going back to your question, cultural and
Cultural. And we did a quick test. We did a quick test before we did the pod, where we met each other, and while we were in the process of doing that test, you ended up with some visitors.
Yes.
You had a couple of customers, and I think they were from Holland.
Yes.
They were doing there, but so you see a lot of people that are coming through, because was that just a strange coincidence that it was tourists?
I mean, it's like an ore, right? Like I think Hempstead is the equivalent of ore or Trysil, or like it's on the international stage now as a ski destination. So and summer is no different. They're kind of working on the mountain biking and just promoting it as a tourist destination, summer, winter, fall. So, yeah, we get a lot of Flatlanders, the Dutch, Swedes are huge. Like especially people from Gothenburg come up. They can come up. It's only a 6-hour drive, so they're up here skiing on just like a long weekend.
Right.
The Germans, we get the Russians coming kind of week 1, week 2. The Brits, they've really promoted it to the UK, Hemsedal as a destination. So the Brits are coming now. Who else? Yeah. So it's kind of that Nordic area with a bit of Europe on the side. So I know you guys have to come visit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was funny because when we were up in Fjällen, when we were up on our hiking trip, I told Sean that out of the blue, I look at my phone and it was like, "Welcome to Telia, Norway." It was like, I guess we had gotten so close to to Norway that my cell phone actually started connecting over there.
Like, no, I'm not ready for those rates.
Yeah.
Switch back to Swedish kroner.
Especially the beer rate.
Don't even tell me. I am curious, though, speaking of beverages, being the coffee maestro in the making, can you just like go to a cafe and have a cup of coffee, or has that experience been ruined? Like you're like analyzing the roast and the coffee and how they've poured it. And like, this is not Australian level Cortado. Excuse me.
Yeah.
This throw it back in your face.
This is an artwork. You call this artwork?
Yeah. It's you're right. It's been totally ruined. Ever since living in Australia, New Zealand, which is like 2006, 7 there, 5. Nothing's, or even Japan, nothing's competed ever since. And that's I'm not talking about Hempstead. I'm not talking about Canada. Like everything it's usually a disappointment, but that's what it is. Like you kind of, it's. Yeah, I don't know how to break. I don't want people listening to this in Hempstead, like cafe owners. The coffee's good. Like the coffee's good. It's usually, and the problem is, it's just consistency. Like if they have different baristas or training new staff, that can be a struggle for cafes, especially these days with COVID. With just finding good workers, it's tough to get people, especially to learn how to brew good coffee. And espresso is quite fickle. It's quite a fickle drink.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. And you guys are roasting, and you're doing like walk-in service for espresso, coffee drinks, all that stuff.
I know, and we just started that, so I haven't really promoted the walk-in, but it's funny, people just find it. Like it's social media is kind of that game changer. They just find the place. Location does not mean a thing anymore, because people will always find good things. So like this Dutch couple came in. So
mountain biking on the other side of the hill, and then something that smells like coffee. Yeah, I could have a coffee.
Yeah. But now, like people just come. Like I'll get these random orders from coffee, like Japan and Iraq. I think I was telling Rodney this, from Iraq or
wow,
LA, like a couple of weeks ago. So I'm really humble when someone's found little Hemsedal on the map and the coffee roaster that will ship them coffee. I'm like, it's just kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. You do a bit of exporting, a bit of shipping, and I mean, people can go in and to the website and take a look.
Yeah, we ship all over. We ship worldwide, and we started doing more collabs. So we're doing a collab with. So we're shipping a lot to Aspen, Colorado.
Oh,
your neck of the woods in the U.S. Arkansas. I just shipped a bunch of coffee to Arkansas.
Oh wow.
Bentonville, Arkansas. Like it's just so random. Like I have to pinch myself when I take the box to the post office, and I'm like, this is. I mean, I just always. And even like the post people are like, "What? This is going to where?" And you're like, "Yeah, going there." So yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah.
See, that just shows you the digital transition that we've made from flipping through yellow pages. It's like looking for coffee. Looking for somebody. But Arkansas. Yeah,
I still remember the white pages. Did you have the white pages too?
Yeah, we had the white pages and the yellow pages. When you started a business, it was like you had to join the Chamber of Commerce, and then you had to put you had to get an ad in the yellow pages.
Yeah, exactly. Do they have a yellow pages in Stockholm too, Sweden? Can't remember.
I don't think they have any paper products over here anymore. They got no paper money. They got everything.
No
is
paper
just,
money. I don't think so.
Right now. Yeah, I guess Swish now. Swish.
Yeah.
You guys have Swish in Norway too.
Yeah, we have the equivalent of Vips. It's called, which is this is obnoxious to say. That's Swish. But you guys have to go to. I don't know. You said you're from east Stockholm or north, was it, Rodney?
I'm actually Nynäshamn is about 45 minutes south.
Yeah.
And Sean is kind of on the. Well, you're Hammarby Sjöstad, so you're Stockholm, but
I'm on like the southeastern edge.
Yeah.
So, but there's
Still
some great
officially Stockholm.
shops there. You have to go to. There's some really good ones. What's the one? Drop Coffee. Check out that one. That one's kind of they were one of the first. I think they're one of the first specialty coffees in all of Scandinavia, actually. Wow. So they're roaster and cafe, and they've won a bunch of awards and. Check them out because you'll be tasting you'll be tasting coffees that you've never tasted or you thought was coffee. Like it really is kind of another world.
See, Adrian's trying to ruin us too. Yeah. We're gonna come home.
I think you'll enjoy it. You'll appreciate it because it's kind of like some of the Ethiopian coffees are really fruity and floral, almost like tea-like, and you're just like you really are tasting coffee. Like it's tasting coffee for the first time. So, not Denny's night.
The sofa colored coffee at Denny's. No, that sounds good. Now, you had hinted a little bit about is there possibly a coffee podcast? Ish somewhere maybe in the future?
Maybe I probably need your help with logistics and setting it all up and getting the right mic because I've been looking at mics and I see you guys have the Pro. Sean's got his Pro. The Pro is that a COVID
That's the official voiceover mic.
Yeah, exactly. I need one of those like you guys have and I think it would be fun because it's especially during COVID, I think podcasts they're just fun, right? And I think we're all about here too, is trying to be fun with coffee and just get more people like yourselves into better quality coffee. So if people want to listen to that would be fun.
Well, I don't think you're going to have a problem generating content, and you already have two guests that are willing and able to jump on board.
Yeah, I'll have to send you guys some coffee actually.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Adrian, thank you so much for joining us. And what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and put up some information as usual, some links to you so that people can go in and check out and order or follow, But thank you so much for joining us. It would be fantastic to either see you over there or catch you on a visit over here.
Yeah. We'll have to actually next time, I think, which will be next summer, if I'm in Stockholm. We'll give you guys a call and try and meet up at a cafe or something. And actually, my brother-in-law's he's one of the best chefs in Sweden. So he's got like some great restaurants. I have to go check out, and maybe a coffee shop in there. I don't know. We'll see. Fika.
Wow. You're talking. He's talking good food and a nice cup of. Oh yeah.
Well, he's gonna take us out to these cafes and be like, "See what they did there? It's no good.
That's no good." You're like, "Let me step back there. Let me step back there."
Harsh there, Sean. But it'd just be fun to. It's just fun to show people better coffee, especially if it's in your own neighborhood and you've never been. It's even better because it's good, and you also get to support small businesses like ourselves. So
absolutely. Adrian, thank you so much. We will remain in touch, and we'll keep everybody posted. All right.
right, everyone, that sound means we're out of time for this week's episode, but we want to thank Adrian so much. You can check him out at Scandinavian Alps Coffee. As you heard it, he will ship that coffee anywhere in the world, Japan, Arkansas, anywhere in between. Be sure to check him out there. We'll put the link to his website and to his Instagram in the episode description. While you're over there, be sure to check out our own Instagram and then come back here next time for more Two Guys, Three Crowns.